This surah is the only surah in the Quran which is started without Bismillah Rahman Rahim, and is starting with a warning from Allah. This Allah is warning to the mushrikeen, to whom there was a protection from Allah, but the deadline is expired. So Allah is saying that Allah and His Messenger are free from any guarantee for those there is an agreement or treaty with those mushrikeen, those idol worshippers in Makkah. No guarantee for them, no protection for them. فَسِيُّ فِي الْأَرْضِ أَرْبَعَةَ أَشْهُرٍ. Go around in the earth for 4 months, and you cannot make surrender to Allah, and Allah is going to humiliate the disbelievers. وَأَذَانٌ مِّنَ اللَّهِ وَرَسُولِهِ إِلَى النَّاسِ يَوْمِ الْحَجِّ الْأَكْبَرِ إِنَّ اللَّهَ بَرِيءٌ مِّنَ الْمُشْرِكِينَ وَرَسُولُهُ. And announcement from Allah in His Messenger to the people on the day of the great Hajj. Surely Allah is free from any guarantee of protection to the mushrikeen, and also His Messenger. So that is the reason that the surah was started without Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, the Allah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, the merciful, all the mercy come from Him, He is the most merciful. Rest of all the surah are started with Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving the warning also to the believers in this surah. And before that, there is a verse that the mushrikeen ma kana lil mushrikin an ya'muru masajidillahi shahidin ala anfusihim bil kufr. The mushrikeen are not going to build the masjid, the house of worship, because they are testifying on their own self for the disbelief. أولئك حبطت أعمالهم في النار وفي النار هم خالدون. They are the one whose amal are destroyed, and they will be the one going to the hellfire forever. Surely the one who built the masajid are those who believe in Allah, and they believe in the hereafter, in the last day, and they establish the salah, the 5 daily prayer, and they give the zakat. They fear none but Allah. They fear none but Allah. This is what I said. A believer only fear Allah, and nobody else you fear. Then Allah is soon be going to guide them. Are you going to give water to those who are making Hajj and building the Masjid al-Haram? Before that, you can believe in Allah in the last day and struggle in the way of Allah. Those who are believing and those who are migrating for the sake of Allah, and they're struggling in the way of Allah with their wealth and with their own selves, they are greater in reward with Allah. Ulaika humul faizun. They are the one who will be going to be successful. The good news from the Lord with rahmah, mercy from Him, and Ridwan and His pleasure, and then gardens, the paradise, lahum fiha na'imun muqim, there are blessings which is long lasting. Khalidina fiha abada, they live therein forever. Inna Allah indahu ajrun azim. Surely with Allah there is a great reward. O you believe, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu la tattakhidhu aba'akum wa ikhwanakum awliya'a in istahibbu al-kufra 'ala al-iman. O you believe, do not take your parents, your fathers and your brothers as your allies if they are loving to disbelieve upon the belief. They are disbelievers, so do not love them. Do not make them your allies. And whoever make them allies or to love them, to be friends with them, then they are the people who are wrongdoers. Qul, say, surely if your fathers and your sons and your brothers and your spouses and your relatives and your wealth and your trade, negotiate in Tagalog, takshona kasada, which you are fearing the decline, وَمَسَاكِنُ تَرْضَوْنَا, and your dwellings, your houses where you are happy to live. أَحَبَّ إِلَيْكُم مِّنَ اللَّهِ وَرَسُولِهِ وَجِهَادٍ فِي سَبِيلِهِ. If they are more lovable to you than Allah and His Messenger, and to struggle in the way of Allah, فَتَرَبَّصُوا, then wait until Allah is going to bring His command, His calamity. حَتَّى يَأْتِيَ اللَّهُ بِأَمْرِهِ, until Allah will bring His command. وَاللَّهُ لَا يَهْدِي الْقَوْمَ الْفَاسِقِينَ. Allah is not guiding the people who are fasiqin. So that's warning for the believers who are giving priority to others than Allah. For us, the most important is Allah, and none than Allah who is more important for us. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, "Oh, you believe, surely the idol worshippers are najas, unclean. So do not let them near to Masjid al-Haram after this year. And if you fear of poverty, then Allah will make you ghani with His will. Insha'a, by His will. Inna Allah alimun hakim. Surely Allah is knowledgeable, the wise. قاتلوا الذين لا يؤمنون بالله ولا باليوم الآخر ولا يحرمون ما حرم الله ورسوله ولا يدينون دين الحق من الذين أوتوا الكتاب حتى يؤتوا الجزية عن يد وهم صاغرون. Fight against those who believe, those who do not believe in Allah and do not believe in the last day, and they do not forbidden what Allah forbidden and what Allah forbidden through His messenger, and they are not accepting the law which is the law of truth from the people of the book until they give the taxes with their hands and humiliate themselves. وَقَالَتِ الْيَهُودُ عُزَيْرُ بْنُ اللَّهِ وَقَالَتِ النَّصَارَى الْمَسِيحُ بْنُ اللَّهِ. And the Jews say the Uzair, the Israel is son of Allah, and the Nasara, the Christians say Masih, the Christ is son of Allah. ذَلِكَ قَوْلُهُمْ بِأَفْوَاهِهِمْ, that is the word from their mouth, from their ear. يُدَعِّونَ قَوْلَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا, and it is a similar word the people before they were talking, making the sons and daughters of Allah. قَاتَلَهُمُ اللَّهُ, Allah destroy them, أَنَّ يُفِكُونَ, where they are going. Allah is the Almighty. He has no son and He has no father and He has no wife and He has no children. So there is no attribute of reproduction is according to the majesty of God. He is free from reproduction because He is the creator and He is not the one can have a reproduction. Reproduction is the human and animal function which cannot be attributed to God Almighty Allah. اتخذوا أحبارهم ورهبانهم أربابا من دون الله والمسيح ابن مريم وما أمروا إلا ليعبدوا إله واحدا لا إله إلا هو سبحانه عما يشركون. They take their scholars and their monks as lords other than Allah, and also the Masih ibn Maryam, the Christ, the son of Mary. And not Allah command them except to worship only one God, Ilahu Wahida. La ilaha illahu, there is no God except He, Subhanahu, He is free from many partners, Amma yushrikun, which they are making shirk with Him. So when these words arrived, one of the Sahabi of the Prophet Muhammad, he went to Prophet Muhammad and he said that we were used to worship Jesus Christ, but not to our scholars and not to our monks. And the Prophet said, if your scholars, your Ahbar and Rahban, they make something halal which Allah made haram, and they make something haram which Allah made halal, which Allah make forbidden, they make lawful for you, and which Allah make lawful, they forbidden for you. And if you follow this, you believe in them, then they become your gods. So that is also the problem with the Muslims today. When the scholars say something, they don't verify and they follow this. For example, in Philippines, the Muslims are eating in Jollibee, KFC, McDonald's. They eat the chicken there, even though they know it's not halal. But because the scholars said, they give some verdicts, okay, go and eat. So they follow the scholars blindly, even though it's not slaughtered, because the slaughtered means Bismillah and you slit the neck to bring bleed out. But this is not the practice of the chicken in the Philippines to the non-Muslims because they just kill the chicken with current. So it is not allowed. It's double murder. It is not the direct slitting to bleed out and then Bismillah. So it's haram. But scholars said go and eat. So there is a problem with people who are blindly following the scholars and worshipping them. They're making them as their gods. يريدون أن يطفئوا نور الله بأفواههم ويأبى الله إلا يتم نوره ولو كره الكافرون. They want to extinguish the nur of Allah, the light of Allah, the Quran, with their air, with their mouths. And Allah is going to make it successful. Illa yutimma nurahu. Except Allah is going to complete His light, even though the disbeliever, they hate it. وَالَّذِي أَرْسَلَ رَسُولَهُ بِالْهُدَى وَدِينِ الْحَقِّ لِيُظْهِرَهُ عَلَى الدِّينِ كُلِّهِ وَلَوْ كَرِهَ الْمُشْرِكُونَ. He who sent down His messenger with guidance and the religion, the law of truth, to make it superior over all the religions, all the systems, وَلَوْ كَرِهَ الْمُشْرِكُونَ, even if the mushrikun, the idol worshippers, hate it. يا أيها الذين آمنوا إن كثير من الأحبار والرهبان ليأكلون أموال الناس بالباطل ويصدون عن سبيل الله والذين يكنزون الذهب والفضة ولا ينفقونها في سبيل الله فبشرهم بعذاب أليم. Oh, you believe, surely there are many scholars and monks, they eat the people's money with falsehood and they misguide people from the way of Allah. And those who are treasuring their gold and silver and not spending in the way of Allah, then give them the news of the painful punishment. The day when their gold and silver will be heat up with their fire, and to brand those people who are hoarding their money and not spending in the way of Allah, to their faces and to their backs and to their fronts. هَذَا مَا كَنَزْتُمْ لِأَنفُسِكُمْ. That is what you were hoarding, treasuring for yourselves. فَذُوقُوا مَا كُنْتُمْ تَكْنِزُونَ. So their money will be heat up in the fire and to brand their bodies with those golds and silver, to test the pain of this gold and silver, the money, the wealth. If people are keeping dollars and pesos and other currency, maybe the paper will be burned and to be branded them with those papers. Surely the counting of the months with Allah is 12. In the book, when Allah created the heavens and the earth, the universe, everything was created. And in these 12 months, the 4 are the sacred. So what are these 12 months? Muharram, Safar, Rabiul Awwal, Rabiul Thani, Jamadul Awwal, Jamadul Thani, Rajab, Shaban, Ramadan, Shawwal, Zilkat, Zulhijjah. Okay, so these are the 12 months and then 4 are the sacred. 1 month we are now, it's a 9th month. Ramadan is a 9th month. Why Allah make the Ramadan 9th month? Because Allah created the child, maybe, Allah knows best. Allah completed the child on the 9 months. So Allah is making us spiritually complete in this 9th month. We are spiritually perfected in this month, complete in this month. So maybe Allah knows best. But Allah chosen to be this greatest month of the whole year. The Ramadan is the best month. In all the 12 months, Ramadan is the best month. Pinakadakilang buwan. And Allah said, ذَلِكَ دِينُ الْقَيِّمِ. Then this is the right religion. Now people are in the world today are believing in January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Unknowingly, they even don't know that these initial names of this solar calendar or Gregorian calendar is coming from the Roman pagan calendars. And like January, it is come from the Janus. Janus means the idol god, the Roman idol, pagans god, idol. Janus with the god with the two faces, the hypocrite god. The February was used to be the last month of the Gregorian calendar. So it was 28 or 29 days because it was used to be the last month. That's why the September, October, November, December is a mistake because September is supposed to be 7. October, Octom is supposed to be 8, but it's 10 today. November is 9. December, Gis is 10. The January is supposed to be 11, and February is the last, used to be the last month because it's either 28 or 29 because last month is always lacking the days. But people are still following this mistake calendar. Every child knows Octo means is 8. Octopus, the creature with the 8 legs. But they are counting in the school, October is 10. So it is illogical, it's unscientific and uneducated. It is like illiterate. And people are following this wrong mathematics. So number 3 is March or the Mars, which is a god of war. God of war, Jus Nangera. April is Apratis. It is a female goddess name. May is a Maya or Virgin Maya, which is another goddess. June is a god Junio, the Roman pagan god Junio. July is a Roman pagan emperor, Julius Caesar, under his name. And August is also under the name of another pagan emperor of Roman Empire, Augustus. August. And then last 4 months, the September, which is supposed to be 7, but it's 9. October, which is supposed to be 10, but it is 8. November is supposed to be 9, but it's 11. And December, Gis is supposed to be 10, but it's 12. So it is a fake calendar, fake, uneducated, illiterate calendar which people in the world are using today. فلا تظلمون في أنفسهم وقاتلوا المشركين كافة كما يقاتلوكم كافة واعلموا أن الله مع المتقين.